The timeline for the Ford government's plan to move the Ontario Science Centre to the waterfront has now been extended. And those who have been opposed to the relocation to Ontario Place say this should have been expected from the beginning.
Some of the architects have said a project of this type would probably take 4 or 5 years to build, and they're looking at 2033 or 2034. So that leaves Ontario kids and tourists and without a science centre for 6, 8, 9 years.
The most recent report from the province's Auditor General actually says 2029 can be the expected opening date for the new Ontario Science Centre. Still, a year later than the 2028 date originally announced by the Ford government. That information provided by Infrastructure Ontario, in addition to additional costs associated with Ontario Place and the deal with Therma, ballooning by $1.8 billion.
Another year, billions of dollars wasted on this vanity project that the Premier has set up when we have communities in crisis and kids that don't have that service anymore.
Back in June, the Ford government announced the closure of the current Science Centre location based on reports of structural problems with the roof. The AG's report has since revealed that the estimated cost to move the operations to Ontario Place would cost more than keeping it in its current location. Numbers both the Minister of Infrastructure, Kinga Surmab, and the head of Infrastructure Ontario dispute.
We've got so much that contradicts the government's statements, and the fact that the minister won't speak and they leave it to Michael Lindsay to just keep repeating the same words over and over again doesn't make it correct.
The province has said a temporary location for the Science Centre is planned and expected to open for 2026. In the meantime, there are a couple of pop-up locations located at the Harbourfront Centre and Sherway Gardens. Mark McAllister, City News.